sorry, I accidentally pressed the stop button. So, part 2. So, 6th grade, I developed anorexia. And I'd always, well, not gonna go into all that, but I might talk about it in a later vlog. But, so, to me, I think it was more, I just had really low self-esteem, and I'd always thought that I was fat or something. And even though I wasn't, and I just thought, I could feel better. This was a way I could feel better about myself if I basically starved myself to the point where I weighed like 50 pounds in like at 13 and stuff. And so, like, I was so shy or whatever, I didn't have friends, and it was so bad that I would talk to the resource officer outside when everybody else was hanging out with their friends and stuff. That was me over there talking to the resource officer. 7th grade, though, for some reason, I kind of got out of my shell. Well, I was beginning to, and I was over there talking to the resource officer, and then there was a girl, and I'm not going to name names here, but she was like really, but she didn't care what people thought, and she kind of made that obvious. And I just thought I was kind of jealous of her because I wanted to be like her. I thought she was just so cool and stuff. And yeah, she was, but at the same time, she was also mean, and in a lot of ways. But in a lot of ways, she was also a good friend. She was like my first close friend ever. She had 2 moms. In 7th grade, a lot of stuff happened. We'd write songs together, and she was like the first friend that I'd ever opened up to and could actually call a real friend. And I wanted to be accepted by her, and so I thought, and I hung around her enough that I just started acting like her. I went around telling people they were crackheads and stuff and running off with her, basically. And so I can't necessarily blame her, but she was a bad influence on me. But I can't necessarily blame her for that because, you're the one that makes your own decision. I thought people can contribute to the way you act and what you do, but I don't feel like you can solely place the blame on that person. So a lot of my friends, because I then also developed like my first group of friends, and these were good friends, like better friends that I should have been hanging out with instead, really. But I feel like even things that you regret later on, I feel like it's part of your story, I guess. Something like one of my friends recently was telling me about, it's like part of your story. Nobody's story's the same. And it's something you can look back on and talk about later and stuff. And so, yeah, we'd write songs, and we thought we had a band, Death by Life and stuff. And go figure, kind of person she was, kind of person I am, hence the name of the band at the time. I was just mad a lot and all this stuff, and I just was rebellious. I wanted to be a badass and stuff, basically. 8th grade, we started to kind of grow apart, and I was realizing more stuff and everything about how I had been influenced and how I didn't like the person I was. And so I started hanging out more with my other group of friends, with my group of friends instead of just that one girl. And I feel like that helped me in a lot of ways. But I still missed her. And like the last day, 8th grade, basically, about the last day, 8th grade, I was really depressed because she was like, I realized, she was my first close friend, and basically I lost her. High school came about, and we were just basically like passers-by, and that's what we are kind of to this day, just passers-by. And when my second boyfriend, I went through a breakup with, broke up with me back in summer, like just a little after school started back. She basically told me one time that I wasn't fun enough for him, and that was the first time I actually threatened her over Facebook because that pissed me off, and it should have, But so I don't consider her a friend anymore, and I think about now the close friends that I've had and everything, and the times I've hung out with these other close friends that I've had, and how it's hurt me to lose them. And I think about, wait a minute, it hurt me to begin with to lose her too, but it's even, I didn't think that it could ever hurt that bad again with any other friend, and it has, and it still does sometimes, because I had, okay, now I just want to skip ahead to today, and, well, to these days, instead of going all the way back into my history. So, one of my friends, it was in my group of friends since, like, 7th grade. She, I always thought she was, like, the best person, and I'm not saying she's not. I don't believe that she's, well, I don't really know, but I never, like, I could pick out something I didn't like about every friend I had, but there's nothing, like, literally nothing I could ever pick out I didn't like about this girl. And we never really hung out a lot, but we did hang out a few times. We hung out, like, one time at her church. And recently I went back to her church when they were, like, putting up Christmas decorations and stuff. You know, just talk to her and stuff, but she's, like, real close friends. Well, I don't know how close she is, but she's friends with, okay. She's, like, friends with my ex and stuff. And she basically told me, and she basically told me that, so she told me something, and it upset me, because even though this guy had kind of hurt me and stuff, what she told me just really kind of hit me hard. It was like, and I'm not saying that she even meant to upset me or nothing, but then again, I don't know. And it's funny because she basically said it could be my fault that he was doing something. Something that I never wanted him to do, and I tried to, like, help him with, and maybe I tried to help him with, and maybe possibly contributed to at one point. And I'll be right back, so I got to plug the charger in, and I'll finish this with part